Hey, welcome to another episode of the Blackout Tips podcast. I am your host, Rod. Joined as always by my co-host,
Karen.
and we are live on a Sunday afternoon, right before the NBA basketball playoffs tips off day 2. Got a lot of good matchups. Day 1 delivered.
Yeah, it did. It was all day.
And I can't wait for the day to get started. But let's get started for y'all, okay? It's also the day after Jackie Robinson Day in Major League Baseball, or as Republicans call it, critical base theory. Okay. It's getting a little woke out there. The official weapon of the show is
the taser.
An unofficial sport.
Bullet ball.
And bullet ball, extreme. You know what to do. Look in the show notes. That's how you contact the show, leave feedback. We love to get feedback because we love to talk about what I had to say on Saturdays when we do our show. Today is, of course, just gonna be a free-for-all. We're just gonna be talking. We're just gonna be going through all the segments and stuff. I guess let's just get to some regular news. Let me play some music and get us in there. Supreme Court Justice. Oh, sorry.
40 and slip, as they say.
I guess so. Clarence Thomas has been claiming up to $100,000 a year income from real estate firm managed by his wife Jenny's sister that has not existed since 2006.
But God, where's this money coming from? Nigga.
I have to say.
That's what happened when they cracked that door open. I was thinking, there's more to this than me.
I know. I mean, he seemed like a dirty motherfucker, and it makes sense. I will say this though: the longer it goes, the more respect I have for Clarence Thomas. The more I understand it, because like he was getting so much money. Of course, he was racist and a tool of the white man. Like, he was getting paid. He wasn't doing it for free. For all these years, I thought he was an ideologue. And I said, oh, he just has some fucked up ideology, and I don't respect that because it's so stupid and contradictory. But now that I know he's just a simple fucking grifter that's just been making money to hand down the rulings of whatever the fuck the people who give him money tell him to do, well, that makes a lot more sense to me.
Yeah, it does. And it's also one of those things, the only time he quote unquote pulled out the black card was so that niggas would be like, it's okay if he make the bench, but I think
it'll be coming up. It'll be coming up. It's gonna come up. Like it's the money thing is just it makes it make more sense.
Yes, it does.
Because being the black Nazi never really made enough sense. And then like his logic, if you've ever read his logic in his rulings and his logic for why he does what he does, it never adds up. It literally changes from topic to topic, and it's not really. People have tried to convince me that it's somehow aligned to some sort of like, oh no, it's really a type of pro-blackness. I'm like, no, I've read what he had to say. On some topics, he's completely the opposite of what he just fucking said. And now I'm like, oh, what is consistent is his check, his money, and that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot more sense. No wonder he be sleeping on the bench during arguments. He don't care. He's just a fucking toadstool.
Yes, he is famous for not paying attention, not asking any questions, fucking falling to sleep when you're supposed to be doing no other job as a judge in our judicial system. Would you be allowed to fucking snore while the trial is happening?
And the racism will come back up, is what I'm saying. Is his, this is racist against me. They trying to take a black man out. It's the only time racism affects anybody in America is when racism is affecting him. That's the one time that is actual racism, guys. A black person has been negatively affected and harmed by racism. It's when Clarence Thomas is held to account. Not even when Clarence Thomas is targeted for some shit that is like actually racially biased. It's only when accountability comes his way is he like, is this racism? And suddenly we all got to listen to this motherfucker who's denied racism and any other form of bigotry in every other status come through and be like, yeah, this feel like racism to me.
They could kiss my ass. Go get them.
The firm closed 17 years ago. And also, like,
where's this money coming
this
from?
Is the real question that I think all of us have. Is there going to be some form of accountability that can even be held up to get him either out of office, in check, something? Like, because the thing with the Supreme Court is a lot of the stuff was put in place under the assumption that we would always have genuine faith actors in those seats of power.
Agreed.
And that the lack of checks and balances would be good so that they would not be beholden to any third party interest or a political agenda. That being said, what do you do when someone's blatantly, nakedly beholden to third party interest and part of a political agenda, which has been going on for years now? What do you do? Because you stripped a lot of checks and balances out of this. There's the things you do normally for other branches of the judiciary, censoring people or taking them down from their role as a judge, disbarring people, stuff like that.
I don't even know below them. Those would be the thing. That's the thing. Any other court below them, the shit that they are allowed to do would not happen. They are like, hey, if I get anything over $25, I got to report it. Hey, if my spouse do something, I got to tell them, hey, I have to turn down shit unless it's work related. And even then, a lot of times the shit has to be for free. They can't pay me for anything. I have to do shit and cover my own expenses, shit like that. But yet here, and man, I can't even imagine other judges that have died, and we will never know the bullshit that they were doing because trust other people were doing this too, and probably currently still are doing it. And that's why they're like, just look at that nigga, don't bring y'all lives over here, because if you start looking like across the board, it's gonna be a whole nother story.
Maybe, but I think that's one of the things I actually don't believe is that it's everybody. I don't think it's everybody. I think this is one of those things where that's the cover that people like Clarence Thomas and the people that defend him will be like, everybody does it. Why y'all getting on Clarence? And I think we're going to find out it's not everybody getting $500 million vacations and shit. I think this is a Supreme Court thing, because at every other level, you can actually be punished for this behavior. Yeah. This is the only place you can't be punished is the Supreme Court. You can impeach them, but we know the Republicans won't vote to impeach. So literally, this man can do this shit unfettered, I believe, right in our faces. Maybe he drops I just didn't know you couldn't do that. But he will not face any punishment. But if that's what pisses me off is if he was a federal judge, one step below, he be getting off the bench, possibly going to jail.
Yes.
So I don't think it's happening everywhere to everybody. I do think on that Supreme Court, you may have other cases of it for sure, because that's the one place where even getting caught is no reason to be scared.
Agreed. And that was my thing. I wasn't saying that everybody was doing it, but I guarantee you that if he's doing it, I guarantee you one or two other people have done it in the past or something.
Definitely.
How did he know that he could do this bullshit unless somebody informed him?
I was only pushing back on, because you kind of did a broad sweeping like everybody's doing it, and I'm just saying it's so specific.
Yes,
that everybody would literally be these 7 judges going back in history. Like 7 people in America have always had carte blanche to be like, and I don't know if it's always been a thing. Like I feel like it's, once it became hyper partisan and once it became Republicans are just nakedly looking for power, I think those motherfuckers have always been for sale. Now the thing is, you can make money as a Supreme Court justice. It's not just like other sometimes in other judges and stuff and other roles, they're like, you can't do certain things to make money. But Supreme Court justices sell books, they do tours, they do speaking engagements, things that could also lead to at least an appearance of influence, right? If you're speaking at the Sierra Club and you're getting paid to do so, there's a assumption, or I think a reasonable assumption to be made, like, yeah, that probably affects your view of that organization. That affect the fact that they're giving you money is like a low key way of saying these are our causes. Here is some money. You may or may not see our causes come before you as a judge. We will like, how we would like you to rule. You know what I'm saying? So like, there's a wink, wink, nudge, nudge, but this is so nakedly obvious malfeasance and just illegal shit. I just don't like, I want accountability, and I just like, I wonder, I guess my question is this: fuck impeachment. If he's doing shit that's just straight up illegal, why can't he be brought to trial as a criminal?
Right.
That's my question. And I'm sure smarter minds than me can write in and tell us
right
why that's impossible. But
yeah,
if this nigga is just money laundering, I just don't see how this needs to even be voted on. It's like, nigga, you can go to jail for that because it's not legal to do.
Right. Anybody else in the country would be locked the fuck up and be like, okay, get yourself a lawyer, take this shit to trial, bitch, because yeah, you can't do this. And it's very frustrating. I'm pretty sure the thing that really makes me upset, and it's partially white people's fault. White people have all these fucking gentleman agreement, handshake, backdoor deals and shit. That's why a lot of this shit was not implemented in the laws, to be like, you can't do this, you can't do that. Like, that's why it wasn't written in the law. Everything was everybody gonna act gentlemanly, everybody gonna act right at all times, and not at one period of time that they're gonna whiteness gonna white. And what happened if you got a white person that steps in the room and say fuck all y'all rules? Then everything becomes unprecedented. Shout out to Donald Trump. And nobody knows how to fucking act, and nobody knows how to fucking behave, and nobody knows what to do because there's no laws that says that these are the things we do when motherfuckers act the goddamn fool.
Yeah, I think like I said, I think there are laws for this thing. Like, maybe y'all got laws for that gift shit, but this seems different than that. Yeah, they said that Nebraska-based real estate firm, which was started in the 1980s, hasn't existed since 2006. The latest revelation about problems with Thomas's legally required financial disclosure forms raises questions about how seriously he took his obligation to disclose his finances to the public. Not serious at all, obviously. Public officials are, and also, like, even this language gives them benefit of the doubt. Oh, he must not have just taken it seriously, or he was hiding illegal money. Public officials are required to fill out such forms to show if they have any conflict of interest between their personal finances and public duties. Thomas is facing calls for an investigation and his resignation. Well, he's been facing that for years. The Washington Post reported on Sunday also detailed Thomas has had errors on his forms for years, many of them tied to his controversial wife, Jenny, who became a nationally known figure in the aftermath of the 2020 election, when reports revealed her emails to Arizona officials who were questioning Joe Biden's victory in that state. The latest problems for Clarence Thomas are tied to this real estate firm that shut down in 2006. After it closed, a new firm, Ginger Holdings LLC, which is managed by Jenny Thomas' sister, took over the holdings. Ginger Holding LLC is registered to a home in Lincoln, Nebraska, and employs 2 people. According to his filings, it works in the financial services industry, but Thomas has reported income from the defunct company between $50,000 to $100,000 annually in recent years, with no mention of the new firm. It could be a simple paperwork error.
I know simple paperwork error. If the bitch is defunct, how they paying you, nigga?
Right, and he will clearly probably be saying it's a paperwork error. Benefit of the doubt.
We've been having the same paperwork error for decades. Yep. No company who actually audits, because like I say, a lot of this comes from because they fucking self-regulate. That's the problem too. Mm-hmm. And so any other organization would hire somebody from the outside, but hey, we don't know what the fuck happening. Come in here, sweep this shit, see what's happening, find these errors. These errors would have been found years ago, and then somebody be like, "Hey, nigga, we debited and credited, and we ain't coming. This shit ain't balancing."
Speaking of financial impropriety, a man threw stacks of $100 bills from his car window in a wild show of generosity. His family says he drained their bank accounts, leaving them broke.
Well, then that explains where he got the money from.
Yep, a man threw piles of
Hide the money, y'all. Niggas is stealing it.
A man threw piles of cash out of his car window onto Oregon I-5 freeway on Tuesday night, with several lucky bystanders stopping their vehicles to grab the money. But the family of Colin Davis McCarthy, 38, told Oregon State Police that he drained their shared bank accounts to fund the stunt, leaving them broke.
Oh yeah, lawsuits, dog. Like I said, and the worked up part, you probably can't even afford to pay me.
He later told troopers he distributed about $200,000 in total.
Oh yeah, he must be planning on being disbanded from the whole family, dog. Cause yeah, nigga, you better not show your face no fucking way around me ever again.
He said he threw the cash out of the car because he wanted to bless others with gifts of money. Dozens of bystanders stopped to grab the cash, which was almost completely gone by 8 p.m. Andrew said people did a pretty good job of cleaning it all up. Yeah, cleaning it up. Is that what happened? I'll just clean it up into my bank account. One witness told Insider they drove by after McCarthy had tossed the money and noticed heavy traffic and the cars pulled to the side of the freeway. She said it was very dangerous seeing so many people walking along the interstate.
I could see that.
The northbound lane,
anything.
yeah. Northbound lane was bumper to bumper traffic stretching for miles due to people pulling off and re-entering the freeway from the shoulder and searching for the ground. Dozens of people were out of their cars, running along across the freeway looking for money. Some people were running from shoulder to shoulder of the interstate, waiting for cars to pass. Police said they warned them to stop throwing the money because it was dangerous for people to be running on I-5 in the dark. They say he took the advice. He wasn't charged with a crime or cited, but they say they considered it because it was a danger, to the public for him to throw that money.
He wasn't charged with the crime. Well, bitch, he gonna be charged with the crime next time these niggas see him, because honey, it's gonna be hands and feet and furniture will be motherfucking moving. Because I tell you one motherfucking thing. Yeah, it's one gonna be what they was, but it's gonna be nigga on site, on motherfucking site.
Thanksgiving gonna be crazy this year. And because the money is shared in the shared bank accounts, they will not be getting the money back.
That's why it's very important. And I'll talk about this is why for a lot of people they're like my name on the bank account. Every time I share a bank account, a lot of people go, no, fuck. A lot of people go, fuck my spouse. I want me and only me and nobody but me on this bitch. Because if something happened, I don't want nobody to have access to this motherfucker but me.
You know what's interesting is the family said they know it's unlikely to happen, but they would like people to just return the money if they found it. Would you return the money if you saw this on the news after you had grabbed some money off the side of the highway?
Mm-mm.
Karen would not return the money. Okay.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
And knowing me, I probably wouldn't pick it up in the first place because I would assume this nigga robbed the bank, knowing me, and I'd be like, nah.
I'm saying no. You can't trick me. No, that's not the question.
But would
you return the money?
If I did, yes, but I wouldn't do it in the first place. But if I did, yes.
I know, but you trying to trick me with the answer to make it seem like it's this other alternate universe that just got created. I'm saying in this other universe where Karen 2.0 exists, she got out the car, she grabbed about a couple G's worth of hundreds, and then she got home and saw on the news this family was saying, hey, he fucked up our bank account. Will you please return the money if you grab the money off the side of the road? You would or would not go to the police station and return the money? I'm just asking.
Like this. 1.0 me is a different story. 2.0 me, I probably like you said, since I can't be like, bitch, that shit stolen. The fuck I'm taking this goddamn money for in the first place. No, since that version of me don't exist. I wouldn't. No, what would be the point? I mean, unless it would be something where there was cameras and shit around that recorded people doing this, which it probably wasn't because it was opening on the freeway.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay. All right. I put it in a poll for the audience in the chat. It doesn't look like very many people voted. I don't know if I messed this poll thing up, but only see one vote, and it's no. They would not return the money if they grabbed it. 100%. Now it's 3 votes. One person will return it. You know, I hate to sound like a sucker or a chump, but I would return it. I'm one of them people. But I think but that's because I think ultimately I would know, like, I'm at a point in my life where it's not a life or death thing to have that money. You know, I feel like if I was, I was 22 and, looking at them credit card bills and all that other shit and student loans, I probably would just keep the money and be like, well, they ain't got me on camera, hopefully. But I don't know, man. I probably would be the sucker to fucking give these people their money back because I would feel bad that dude did this shit. And it sounds like that's got to be some mental health type shit.
Right. Because like I say, knowing me in Earth 1.0, I see some shit like that. My immediate assumption that shit is traced, it's stolen, and all y'all niggas going to jail. I'm good. Like I wouldn't even. I would be the person that they be dodging, zooming past, hoping I ain't hit nobody. Fuck that bullshit.
All right, let's go to the next story. Another thing that got confusing for some folks. A pizza was delivered to the wrong house in Detroit.
Okay.
And you're probably thinking like, okay, but then why is this news really? Like it's just pizza delivered to the wrong house. Well, a shootout ensued. Now I need y'all to let me know that y'all can hear this. I'm in Firefox today and I'm testing out the new version of Crowdcast, and I know on the other browser, Chrome, you couldn't hear it. So let me know.
With new details about a shootout on Detroit's west side involving multiple people, including 2 14-year-olds.
And police say it all started because a pizza was delivered to the wrong house. Fox 2's Jessica Dubnak joins us live with the rest of the story. We understand a person is in custody, Jessica.
We have too many guns in America. Pizza being delivered to the wrong house should result in the pizza was delivered to the wrong house at worst. At best, you get free pizza.
Yeah,
because they fucked up. It's not my fault.
I sure would have. I'm not going to nobody. I'm like, hey, yo, you fucked up. Where my pizza? It got delivered to the wrong house. It ain't here, bitch. That ain't my front door. Well, y'all figure it out.
No, you're the wrong house. So I'm saying if they came to my house with a pizza, dropped it off somewhere, I'm not shooting anybody.
Oh, no, I'm not shooting nobody.
We got too many guns in America. The fact that this even came up as I guess I got to shoot this person, is just emblematic of our country.
That's right. One person in custody as of this evening. Now, we have reported some ridiculous, bizarre reasons, motives for shooting. This one absolutely tops the list. We're talking about a pizza delivered to the wrong address. Someone got so mad about this mistaken delivery, they reached for a gun and started firing into a group of people.
What the hell was on that pizza? Was it anchovies?
Extra spicy, apparently.
Pineapples?
It was intense. It was intense.
Quincy Smith and his crew is Ceasefire Detroit on scene of a quadruple shooting on Detroit's west side Thursday night.
Damn.
2 14-year-old boys are the victims.
We had parents showing up in tears, not knowing, if their child was safe.
Sources tell us preliminarily it all started when a group at one of the homes in the 13,500 block of Penrod near Schoolcraft ordered a pizza. It accidentally went to the neighbor's house. They apparently ate it. And when the folks that ordered it confronted them about it, yelling turned to gunfire between.
Okay, so that makes more sense. Even though no one should have got shot. It does make a lot more sense.
It's like y'all didn't even bring it over here and be like, hey, dog, we see this is your address.
Right. And here's the thing. You chalk that up to the game, but I guess in a neighborhood, maybe people feel a certain way. But like if Domino's delivered my pizza, and I know people get hangry, eat a Snickers so you don't kill nobody. But if Domino's delivered my pizza to the fucking like neighbor, I'd be like, that's on me. 1, I ordered Domino's. What was I thinking? Number 2, they just need to fucking redeliver it to the right place.
That's what they're going to have to do because that's on them. And I'm not paying again, bitch. You delivered it to the wrong address.
Yeah, I'm not attaching a murder charge.
Amazon has delivered shit to my house, son, and I call Amazon the second it ain't there, but like, it ain't here. They'll be like, give it 2 more days. I'm like, if you say so.
Do they even have pizza in jail prison? Because that's what you're gonna be at. Eating, you're gonna be eating in the cafeteria with the slop.
Right, I'm like, I don't know where it went. Send me my shit.
Between both groups, as many as 30 rounds fired.
30 rounds?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Goddamn.
They let that fucking AK spray.
All victims are stable in the hospital as of Friday afternoon.
Thank God they were holding it sideways. Thank God. Yes, there is.
2 14-year-old boys, one shot in the stomach, the other in his face. The other 2 victims, a 31-year-old man shot 3 times and another 32-year-old man.
The community needs to understand this isn't normal, right? We shouldn't get used to hearing a 14-year-old is dead, a 14-year-old got killed, a 13-year-old got shot.
10 people were.
And those are community members from an organization called Ceasefire Detroit, because everywhere that people care about black on black violence,
it's an organization. That's why when people be like, where the black people? I was like, the cameras ain't in their face, nigga. Trust, they are out there. They're out there.
Detained, several teens among them. All were released except one adult male suspect. Police say it's possible one of the victims was also a shooter. Ceasefire with an urging to stop using guns to resolve conflict.
It always starts at home for me, right? Parents setting the example at home on how to resolve conflicts.
All 4 of the victims that are still in the hospital were from the same group. They were among the folks that ate the pizza that was not theirs. As we said earlier, one person.
You know what's crazy? You still gotta live next to these niggas when y'all get out the hospital. Like y'all still.
So do they think this is gonna be the Hatfield and McCoys? They think this is gonna be the end unless somebody moves?
I know one thing. DoorDash gonna be extra careful next time.
They might put both of them houses on the do not deliver list.
You definitely ain't gonna confuse 1739 and 1741 ever again in your life. So they gonna get that right every time from here on out.
It's gonna be big and on the board at the Domino's location that delivered them that bitch. They were like, look, check and double check, shit, triple check.
In custody, charges pending there, possible more charges to come. We'll stay on top of it. Reporting on Detroit's West Side, Jessica Dupnack, Fox 2 News.
Just shaking our head here, Jessica, and probably echoing what a lot of people are thinking at home. This is ridiculous. And what is the world coming to? And it does not bode well for any violence that we might be anticipating this summer.
Yeah, absolutely. We're talking about beautiful weather. I got to be honest, Detroit police, they're ready, but they're nervous. I mean, this is really just setting the tone for the next couple days to come. And that group Ceasefire is just begging folks, put the guns down.
Yeah, use your words.
Sounds like the people's toppings were beef. You know, it's funny too. There is like, I have a feeling that just looking at the houses, you don't see the people that perpetrated, but it's sound like a black neighborhood with black people, and then you got the 2 white people at the end just shaking their head at it like, Negroes. You know, Jessica, you're right. That's how they do. But doesn't bode well for the summer, if you know what I mean. Won't be going to any parks where they're having any barbecues, if you catch my drift. All right. I think you do. Just shaking our heads here, guys. There's no point for this. Go shoot up a school like a nice white kid. All right.
Oh
no! Why can't they just shoot up a church like one of us? You know. All right. Best Buy will lay off hundreds of store workers that offer specialist advice in the upcoming months.
Yeah, they are not needed. I can't speak for all Best Buys, but the Best Buy here, all the Best Buys here have, put like this, Amazon rocked the world, and Amazon rocked a lot of Best Buy business. And over the years, Best Buy has kind of done things, but they have not been keeping up. A lot of Best Buys have downsized to they are literally small versions of like an Amazon fulfillment store. They have a few items there, But basically, everybody coming picking their shit up and leaving. So basically, you don't have like those in-store employees that you used to go to. You do, unless you're like a older person who just like that personal interaction. And a lot of times they're gonna be upset because nobody's fucking on the floor because everybody's back there doing the fulfillment shit. And so, you know, because years before, Best Buys used to be humongous. You go in, and literally everything was on floor. You can literally purchase and get anything there. But like I said, when Amazon came on the scene, I can get a washer, dry, all the shit here. I can and what really hurt them, like a lot of bookstores and shit, everybody would go see what they wanted, write down whatever the ISBN product number, and then just go order off of Amazon anyway. And so that actually hurt them in the long run, because it was like, well, we don't need all these employees. We're not selling all this shit. We actually got all this space, but for nothing. So they started drinking them down. They started being small fulfillment centers. And so, no, you don't need all these Geek Squad members and all that stuff. You need them, but not as much, because I could see people not even buying that shit no more. People go, well, I can go to YouTube and figure out how to fix shit if I want to figure it out enough. I don't need to, you know, pay this extra blah, 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 blah a month for the Geek Squad. I mean, they're for some people it's worth it. Don't get me wrong. But for an average person, they go, no, I all these services and extra shit y'all was costing me, I don't need it no more. Only thing that I kind of don't like about the changes in Best Buy, particularly if you want an aftermarket radio, it's extremely fucking hard to get that done nowadays if you want to get it through Best Buy, because basically they don't have people that can do it, or either they're limited hours, or either they got it but only certain stores do the installation. Like, it is a mess. It's like now you literally have to go to like a specialty radio shop to get your radios done, when I could used to just go to Best Buy, pick up my radio, and have them put that bitch in, and, you know, depending on the time of the day, I get that shit done in the same day. Now it's like, I got the schedule, run across town. It's a fucking headache.
So my thing with this is, one, they have expert employees to lay off. Like, they have them left. Like, I can't remember the last time I went to Best Buy. It actually felt like they had a person that was specializing in the department.
That's true.
And then if you do, y'all laying them off. Damn. Like, because I think
that actually know the job.
That's the only value of those brick and mortar stores for a lot of us, is if you have a question that you can't really answer, or you, because, you know,
the AI and
people,
all that shit.
People bring up the YouTube videos and the fucking websites. Nigga, I have searched those things. They're helpful sometimes, but a lot of times they're not. They're so vague or so technical, or they cut steps out of the video and shit, and you be like, wait, how the fuck did that happen? So you would like to think you could go to somebody that know what they doing, and they could be like, hey, you know, I think there's still a lane for the, I need to give my daughter a computer for going to college.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a person that can kind of walk you through that, especially like you said with older people. This just is just a sign of the times, I guess. Maybe this should have been in the broke five broke segment, because it's just like, damn, at this point, it's just gonna be come pick up the thing you bought online is the only point I have in the store. Is like, oh, you already bought a computer, just come pick it up from the, you know, we'll bring it out to your car, basically, because all we are is a warehouse.
And it's very, very frustrating, because it's like they want everything to be AI so bad that they basically want to eliminate people. And there's some shit that only a person can do, because they streamlined it, but there's some shit you ask that motherfucking AI, it just can't answer. No matter how, it can't hear me, it can't understand my accent, whatever it fucking be. I need to talk to a motherfucking person.
Yeah, I just think there's also like, we're like losing recipes with this shit, because another reason this probably happened is because during the pandemic, people were buying so much just electronic gadgets and doodads and things that like keep their home straight. You know, everybody, it's like that was the time when you weren't going out, you weren't doing shit. You were getting money back from the government and shit. It's like, you know what, I'm gonna get a laptop because I'm on Zoom now and I'm at home and I'm working from home. I need a better laptop. I'm gonna get that thing that helps my Wi-Fi. I'm gonna get that. And so now people are going back outside. People are living life again, quote unquote. I guarantee you a lot of these sales went down And so then they like, yeah, we got to get rid of a lot of motherfuckers because we don't have the sales to support what was happening.
Yeah, and that happened to a lot of companies, which I understand because you got this big growth, and you're like, well, we have to keep up with demand. But the downside is nobody ever thought about what happened if demand slows down or stops.
And also, like, people weren't coming in the stores, and they probably thought, oh, it'll come back. People will be in stores eventually soon. And I think it'd be empty in there now because once you taught us we could just order it online and come, you bring it to our car, we come pick it up. Or you don't even really like come out and install shit in people's houses as often, or you don't do the radio thing as much for people's cars. Like eventually people take the hint and go, there's no reason to go inside. And it's streamlining the business model. And this is the end result is, you know, people ain't got jobs.
Yeah, like I said, and it's very, very frustrating, particularly for older people who are not tech savvy, because that's a lot of that was who those people for. There are even people my age, they're just not tech savvy. They go, I actually need somebody to walk me. I don't know what a gigabyte is, a trigabyte. I don't understand this shit. So I don't go online like that. Like somebody needs to help me. So fuck that person. That person just lost and trying to just figure out the shit on their own because y'all don't want to at least have a handful of people on there that could actually walk them through the process, which for those people, which means it's terrible customer service for them, which means a lot of times you just won't get their money because a lot of them just won't buy the product. They try to get somebody else to purchase the product for them.
Yeah, and I don't even know where you go to get that kind of customer service now. I'm not really sure. Like the last place we went was in New York, where we went to that place, and I loved it. I forget the name off the top of my head, but I love going in there because it was just so easy. Like it was just so easy, and the experts are in the right places, and it was efficient and speedy, and it was probably overstaffed as opposed to understaffed. But I think that type of experience is just not gonna we're just not gonna see that anywhere or replicate it.
And it's rare because, like you said, you have it where, like you said, the downsizing, and the thing is, you've trained your customer base. So your customer base, like, the fuck am I gonna go in there for? And a lot of the services that started with COVID, they kept. So now I can basically order online, sit out in my car, parking space number one.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah,
right. And
we've learned. That's what we learned during the pandemic. We're not gonna be like, none of us was like, yay, we get to go back in the store. All of us now are like, I can just sit in my car and they bring me a TV. I think I'm just gonna do that forever, so that it probably never came back to a point where they needed in-store people to do the talk to people in person job as much. So anyway, two quote unquote lazy Vanderbilt University deans are suspended after they used ChatGPT to write a 297 word email to students about deadly mass shooting at Michigan State.
Okay. I don't.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going.
Here we go. Let's go.
I'm going to ask this.
All right.
Because I've heard it and I think I understand it, but I want to be sure that I completely understand this. And this is for other people that might not.
It's really for y'all. Okay.
It's for me. It's for me too.
And for her.
And I want to be sure I get an understanding. But what exactly is ChatGPT? Is it like an AI system that you just tell it what to say and it just spit out shit? From my understanding, that's what it is, or is it more complex than that?
So ChatGPT, and just going off the top of my head, Karen. Okay, so don't get too uptight about this, but it's a natural language processing tool driven by AI technology that allows you to have human-like conversations and much more. With the chatbot, the language model can answer questions and assist you with tasks like composing emails, essays, and code. Okay, and currently the usage is open to the public free of charge because ChatGPT is in its research and feedback collection phase. So as of February 1st, there's also a paid subscription version called ChatGPT Plus. But it was created by OpenAI, an AI and research company. AI not standing for Allen Iverson, but for artificial intelligence. And that company launched in November 30th, 2022, off the top of my head. I think I remember. OpenAI is also responsible for creating DAL-E2, which is a popular AI art generator, and Whisper, an automatic speech recognition system. So what you can do is go in there and ask it for certain parameters of things. Like, I would like a letter that is about laying off my employees, but also quotes Martin Luther King, and informs them that we will not be paying severance. And it'll compose a letter for you. They also have like certain things that can like detect when AI bots have been used, which is how these motherfuckers got caught, which is why I don't understand why you would even do this. Because you know it's gonna look terrible.
Apparently human beings write so differently that they go,
I don't know that human beings write so differently. It's just they have another thing. If it's AI, so the AI can catch itself and be like, I wrote this.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Vanderbilt University has apologized for using artificial intelligence to write a 297-word email to students about the Michigan State University mass shooting, causing 2 deans to temporarily step down. The Peabody Office of Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion sent students an email on February 16th reminding them to take care of each other after the MSU shooting. Although the email came off as kind and offered students ways to promote a caring environment with their peers, at the very bottom, it revealed it was written by a human. It wasn't written by a human. Paraphrase from OpenAI's ChatGPT AI language model, personal communication, February 15, 2023, it read. So they just copied and pasted and left the signature of the AI on it. That's how they got caught.
What? I guarantee you, people do this shit all of the time. Cause like, okay, I just don't have time. Let me put the parameters. Okay, boom, and somebody didn't take the few seconds to be like, you know what? We might want to get this watermark off of it.
Yeah, dear Peabody family, the recent Michigan shootings are a tragic reminder of the importance of taking care of each other, particularly in the context of creating inclusive environments. As members of the Peabody campus community, we must reflect on the impact of such an event and take steps to ensure that we are doing our best to create a safe and inclusive environment for all. One of the key ways to promote a culture of care on our campus is through building strong relationships with one another. This involves actively engaging with people from different backgrounds and perspectives, listening to their stories and showing empathy and support. We can also look out for one another by noticing signs of distress and offering support to those who may be struggling with mental health issues. I mean, this reads like a PR statement. And it's just at the very bottom, you can just see paraphrase from OpenAI, ChatGPT, right in it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure people use this all of the time, but they just take that shit off.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it makes you wonder how often they are using it. Also, it's something you penalize students for doing, but here you are as deans.
Yeah, you penalize students.
Basically letting the computer do your homework. These are the 2 deans that signed off on the email.
That's probably why students had a fit going. If I use this shit, I would get fired. No, you can't do it either then.
Yeah, it's crazy too, because like these are the diversity, equity, inclusion officers. Like they supposed to care the most. And they was just out here like, I don't let ChatGPT do it, girl.
Girl, I got a meeting at 6.
It also says a lot about how much we have shootings. Like it's just like at this point, because they got caught this time, but at this point you do wonder if there's just offices around the globe where they're just like, you know what, dog, just let ChatGPT do it. I don't got the bandwidth.
Yeah,
it'll be another shooting tomorrow.
Yep, and we can get to phrase it another way to give out another statement. I guarantee you, for something like this, I could see a lot more people going, "Hey, dog, sit down and pouring my heart into this. I'm good, dog. They ain't gonna change it."
A restaurant is under fire after announcing a ban on children younger than 10 years old.
Is there a reason why?
Well, I'm gonna probably get to it.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
2,600 episodes.
I'm back like you ain't gonna tell me.
Yeah, 2,694 episodes. Nettie's House of Spaghetti in New Jersey made a Facebook post on Thursday announcing the new rule. We love kids. We really do. But lately, it's been extremely challenging to accommodate children at Nettie's. Between noise levels, lack of space for high chairs, cleaning up crazy messes, and the liability of kids running around the restaurant, we have decided that it's time to take control of the situation. First of all, this means y'all got customers with some badass kids.
Mhm.
Cause like I've been a kid, I've seen kids in restaurants. I do think the kids can make a mess. Kids running around the restaurant is on the parents. You know, even like noise level to a certain extent is kind of on the parents. Like I'm not saying like a kid crying or something, but like if your kid is yelling and shit, you can't be like, "Come on, honey, calm down." You know, like. But this is this is what kids do. You can't blame the kids. It's got to be on the parents, and it sounds like
They sound like they had
they
enough.
fed up.
And on top of that, parents are motherfucking fools when it comes to their kids and tell them they can't do shit. So like, fuck it, we just ban you and the kids.
Especially Italian parents, and this is a house of spaghetti. So I'm just saying, guess the race. I'm just kidding. This wasn't a decision that was made lightly, but some recent events have pushed us to implement this new policy. As
Something
March
hectic
8th,
happened. They don't fell out with a parent or some shit. They be like, you know what? You're the last parent I'm gonna motherfucking fall out with.
Right.
We gonna be sure that you can use a spoon and a fork before you bring your ass up in this bitch. Nah, we good, dog. You can just huff and puff and go on somewhere else and then tear they place up and have them clean the spaghetti stains off of the walls. We good.
Right. Maybe somebody got, violent or threatened somebody or something.
Yep. And somebody was like, hey, no more.
As of March 8th, the day we return from our winter break, we will no longer allow children under 10 to dine in the restaurant. We know that this is going to make some of you very upset, especially those of you with very well-behaved kids, but we believe this is the right decision for our business moving forward. Thank you for understanding. Heart emoji.
Yeah, because like I say, most of the time they don't have problems, but for the ones that they've had, it's been extreme. Well, it's so extreme that they like it ain't even worth for the parents, the kids act right. Nah, because if we have to deal with them, we got to deal with you. We'd rather not deal with you, so we ain't gonna deal with nobody.
I honestly wonder how many people with young kids would actually be like looking forward to this.
What you mean?
Like finally a night out without the kids. Now I got a built-in excuse like, Mom, can you watch the kids? We're going to get some spaghetti at Nettie's or whatever, because I got a reason to get that sitter or whatever the fuck. Like, who else want to break from kids? Me.
Yeah, the parents.
Yeah, so I can kind of see that.
Yeah, and I don't have a problem with them making this decision because everything ain't made for kids, and we live in a generation now where parents be like, I bring my kids everywhere with me. Want to be in the bar and then look at you when you smoking and drinking. Bitch, this is the bar.
Right.
You brought your kid in here.
I'm with you. So I kind of think, I don't know. I think also having spaces where there aren't kids is not the end of the world. I get that there's, like I said, some people going to take offense, but I don't know. I just wouldn't go there.
Right. And like I said, everywhere is not designed for children, and that's okay. And a lot of it boils down to people have children and they still want to do the things and do everything with their kids, but you just can't. And they don't want to give up going out and doing shit, but that's kind of the part of being a parent. And it's like, hey, dog, like, until your child gets to a certain age, there's just shit that kids gonna do. And, you have to kind of train a child how to behave in public, how to act in public. Like, kids aren't born with these skills. And so until you kind of train them, that's the downside of being a parent. Sometimes you're going to have to give the shit up, but you have a generation. I don't want to give everything up, and I want the world to adjust around my child. Oh my gosh, why is there a woman with titties up here out here in Vegas? Well, maybe you shouldn't have brought your child down here on the strip joint in Vegas, because y'all know this is what we do.
Yeah, I feel like that scenario doesn't happen that often, but yes, I hear what you're saying. There are places where it's not appropriate to have kids, and that's really I think that should be good enough. If a restaurant don't want to have kids in it, that's fine. I don't feel like it's they'll either pay from people not going or whatever. But that being said, I mean, I just would assume it got bad.
Yeah, I don't know what it was, but it got to the point where somebody said, Jenny, that's it. Write a motherfucking letter. No more kids. Somebody got fed up.
All right.
Grab the chat GPT.
Oh my God. What is going on with Karen will start. Listen, I'm looking at the mic over here. I don't know what happened. Karen, I'm Rod and Karen. And now I'm like, do I have to turn her mic down? She is so over the safe area. I don't even know what to do.
I didn't know I was that loud. I'm sorry.
No, it's just I'm just I'm laughing at it. I'm not mad. It's just I don't know how to fix this. It's like you weren't yelling second to start the show, but now it's like I'm here.
I'm spiking everything up.
All right, let's move into a different segment. Maybe we'll do some broke five broke stuff. Here we go. All right, broke five broke. Let's talk about the world. Dollar Tree can no longer afford to sell eggs due to rising prices.
Don't they only serve 6?
I mean, yeah.
I don't think they do a dozen.
So. I mean, Dollar Tree sells everything for $1. So what is you just buying, like loose eggs? You getting one egg?
I'm about to say, come in a pack of 3.
I mean, I don't mean to sound highfalutin and classist and sophisticated. It's just I've never bought my eggs from the dollar store. So I'm asking for real, like, are you getting 6 eggs for $1? Because I doubt that, right? It's probably like 1 or 2 eggs at most.
Yeah.
That's how they keep shit low, is they cut things down. But yeah, they said unfortunately the eggs cost so much. Okay, here it is. They sold cartons of 8 or 6 eggs for $1. Oh yeah, they was. Oh my.
Oof.
Yeah, I don't know how they were ever making that work.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So
I don't think I've ever seen 8. I've seen 6 though. America
can't go to the dollar store to get eggs no more because we broke, five broke. We ain't got it. Police catch unrelated burglar and squatter at the same time.
Got a 2 for 1.
Officers responded to a burglary in Simi Valley on Saturday morning, and they were able to not only apprehend the burglary suspect, but an unrelated squatter in the same building. It was at Papa John's Pizza, 5:30 a.m.
5:30 a.m.
Security guard noticed the front window of the store was broken. Authorities arrived on the scene and found Sheila Williamson, 61, inside the building, where she threw cleaning chemicals throughout the store.
Do you know what their cleaning chemicals do?
She was located hiding her. They located her hiding inside a bathroom and arrested her for burglary. While they were responding to the burglary investigation, they observed a man, later identified as 52-year-old James Schmidt of Simi Valley, exiting the rear of a nearby vacant business in the same building. He was detained, and they found out he had broken into the vacant business where police said he had been living unlawfully. He was charged with squatting. That's how fucked up shit is in America right now. We breaking in places and motherfuckers already staying there because they was squatting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
The rent is high.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. 250 people dumpster dive outside of an Austin HEB for discarded spoiled food, constable says.
Dumpster dive? You mean they diving in trash?
They call it dumpster diving, but you're going through the trash looking for the food that they threw out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was like, okay.
Photos posted to the Travis County Constable George Morales' third Facebook page on Thursday show baskets full of food outside of an HEB store that people believe to be free and good to eat. It turns out it was far from safe. This is not free food. We have over 250 people fighting in the dumpsters because someone posted free food. The food is rotted and spoiled and unsafe to eat, said George Morales III.
Which is why they threw it away in the first place.
Deputies were called to handle the traffic gridlock around the grocery store in the city's south end. But I do understand, like, it's dangerous because, some of that shit could be yogurt that was expired on the 10th, and some of it could be yogurt that still got a couple good days on it. But the fact that people are willing to take that chance right now should tell you a lot about how hard it is for people out here.
Yeah, it's something else. And I don't know what the rules here in America, but in other countries, and some companies, small companies, I don't know about large companies, where like things that are like leftover that are good, they actually just give it away. And the other shit they throw in the trash can, like shit that's actually spoiled and all that stuff. But a lot of the larger companies, they like, we just got to trash it because it met the date. Like, we don't actually care. And so a lot of food is just going in the trash can that actually could have been just given to these people, and it'd have been fine.
Well,
but one of the reasons they was willing to do this is something else.
One of the reasons that this food, HEB does give away a lot of food.
Okay.
But two, one of the reasons this is extremely dangerous, part of the reason this food was thrown out is because there was a power outage. There was a storm that the Texas was dealing with. This is from February.
Okay.
Texas was dealing with storms at the time. So the power went out. And so, it's like the food could have spoiled. It's unsafe. And you got people like, yeah, it's free food. So I'm just going to take the risk.
Yeah, shit could have had mold, bacteria, anything could have been happening on that food.
Yeah, so
like you said, the power went out. Ain't no telling what.
It probably wasn't refrigerated at that time or whatever, So I guess cook it extra well done, I guess. But yeah, we broke. We ain't got it. Goldman Sachs CEO David Solomon got a 29% pay cut to $25 million after a tough year. God damn, it's hard out here. Oh,
it's hard out here for a pill.
Not the 29%. Oh, man. The package includes a $2 million base salary and variable compensation of $23 million. And most of his bonus, 70% or $16.1 million, is in the form of restricted shares tied to performance metrics, while the rest is paid in cash. So not even the whole thing is cash. Wow. So yes, 29% lower than what he was granted for his 2021 performance. Meanwhile, the company's full year earnings fell by 48% to $11.3 billion. Oh, not only $11.3 billion. Shit, man, it's tough. It is tough all over, Karen. Like, it's not just the 99%. The 1% is apparently having a hard time.
Having a hard time too.
Okay, I'm sure he feeling a little bit tighter in the budget without that. 35 million he got last year.
1% don't travel like it used to.
Woo, we all have to tighten our belts, I guess. Egg seizures are up at the border crossings as prices in the U.S. soar.
What?
Yeah, you heard me, Karen. They are seizing eggs. People are smuggling eggs across the border.
Eggs are fragile. Eggs can take all that traveling and half of them not crack or break a bus.
I mean, they're probably in cartons and stuff. And I mean, it's not like loose eggs rolling around the bed of a truck. Sure. I mean, that's how the eggs get to the store in the first place, Karen, in trucks. What is happening right now?
Oh, I know, but I guess in my mind, I'm like, all them eggs ain't gonna get there safely. You smuggling that, I don't know why. In my mind, I just thinking 1 or 2 eggs in the carton gonna be busted or broken or something.
I mean, but no more than a regular truck is. It's not like they're taking it and trying to driving across the border wall in the tunnel or something. They're just crossing.
And I guess that's what I'm thinking. So I'm thinking y'all smuggling them by boats. I was like, how can an egg survive? This doesn't make sense in my head.
U.S. Customs and Border Patrol reports 108% increase in seized egg products and poultry at ports of entry from October 1st to December 31st.
The chicken and the eggs? They're trying to get everything across border.
Well, which came first? My advice is don't bring them over, said CBP Supervisor Agricultural Specialist Charles Payne. If you fail to declare them or try to smuggle them, you'll face civil penalties. That's right. Like, they're gonna have to charge you with a fine. The penalties could be closer to $300. So you can try to bring the eggs over, and now you got a $300 bill. Plus, they done seize your eggs, and when they seize the eggs, they destroy them. Which is interesting though, because I feel like that. Who does that help?
Nobody.
If you seize the egg, I don't even believe them. I bet they in there making motherfucking huevos, rancheros and shit. They probably motherfucking got
right. I don't believe y'all throwing all them eggs away.
Southwest omelets. I bet you, man, check they check their kitchen at the goddamn customs agency, because I bet they in there fucking making omelets. They probably got an omelet bar.
I don't believe it. Y'all say destroy, so y'all go, okay, none of these eggs are accounted for.
Yeah. Or we seize them and destroy them by eating them. Yeah, we destroy them with a little bit of cheese and some tomatoes and maybe put some green peppers in there. We got to destroy them too. You know what I'm saying? Salt and pepper, a little paprika. I like to take a little dab of milk in there when I'm scrambling them up. Sometimes we scramble to destroy them. Sometimes we over easy to destroy them.
Sour cream in mine.
Yeah, we do a little, sometimes we'll like put them on a taco and destroy them real quick, You just got to destroy them. It's all kinds of ways.
They be Googling, they be like, oh, let's find some new egg recipes. We done ran through all the ones we know.
I'm going to get some hollandaise sauce and destroy these eggs real quick. I'll be back. Yeah, whatever. But that's just how broke we are, guys. All right, let's move into a different segment. All right, keep this fast flowing, free moving show going.
Yeah, all the imagination I'm got over here thinking eggs is just rumbling around and cracking.
Let's go to fucking with black people.
We're just fucking with them people because they black. We're just fucking with them people because they black. We're just fucking with them black people. We're just fucking with them blacks. We're just fucking with fucking the black people. Hey, hey,
Also, be on the lookout for illegal smothered hash browns crossing the border. If y'all got some pancakes, maybe we'll be looking for those.
They're gonna start smuggling. They're gonna be like, hey, check and make sure anybody got any flour so we can make some pancakes. Y'all, y'all start cracking hard on the flour mixtures.
You can get some maple syrup from the other border. All right, fuck with black people. Texas House passes Crown Act bill that would prohibit hair discrimination.
Good.
Of course, fucking with black people, where we go around the globe, find different articles, and we score them from 0 to 100 in intervals of 25 for how much we feel fucked with by the articles. Now, it still has to pass the Texas Senate before going to the governor's desk. So it is Texas. Governor Greg Abbott.
They don't see a problem with it.
So I don't know that this is going to be past the House, but I don't know if it'll pass the rest. Although advocates say it's a step in the right direction. All right. We know what the Crown Act is. It's basically a bill that prohibits discrimination against certain hairstyles and hair types, like braids, dreadlocks, and twists, because white people think they're all nasty and da-da-da, because they don't know shit about our hair, basically. And they assume things that black people do are nasty and dirty and unkempt because of years of racial conditioning, and they don't necessarily understand. And of course, because these people that don't even wash their legs in the shower feel like they're superior, and they don't use wash rags in the they don't use hand towels in the shower and shit. They just use the bar. So we're the nasty ones. So we have to pass laws to say, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Leave us alone. Stop not hiring us because I have dreadlocks, which are well fucking maintained and take a lot more time and maintenance than just
I can't
letting our shit
and wash and go.
Yeah, than just letting my shit do it. Not to mention protective hairstyles and stuff like that. So yeah, I think I guess as I talk about this, I guess I do feel fucked with. So I guess I'll say 50 because good. They got this act past the House, but the fact that this is probably not going to Greg Abbott, and Greg Abbott, if it does get to there, is not probably going to sign it, or I just feel I won't believe it until I see it. So I guess 50 fuck with. How about you?
Yeah, for me, I'm fuck with too. It's about a 75 because it's one of those things where it's frustrating that we even have to go through the process of passing these laws in the first place. And I can't speak for nobody else, but for a lot of people who some now are natural and some now are not, each to each his own. But for some people, the only reason why they got to relax or their mama got them to relax and all that shit was a lot of times just so they could function in the workplace, so for, because they like straight flowy shit. So, we relaxing our natural curls out of our hair so it could be straight and flowing like y'all's, despite for some people, it tear the edges up, make the hair thin out, all types of things for some people. They go, I'm basically doing this so I can get hired. Well, now, but technology is getting better for wigs and weaves and shit, but I shouldn't have to do that. If I'm a person who don't want to wear a wig and who don't want to wear weaves, why can't I just, braid my hair and do all these other natural things so that it won't stress my hair out? Why should I have to accommodate and for me end up spending more money, because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about?
I think also with us working remote now more often, this shit shouldn't matter. Like, you're not even coming in, But anyway, so did you say your score though?
75.
75, okay. Next one. Woman demanded reparations at Target gets punched in the face by a security guard. Woman who allegedly demanded reparations at the Ohio Target checkout line was punched in the face by a security guard and placed under arrest. This is my Rosa Parks moment, 37-year-old Karen Ivory told police officers after a confrontation inside of the Blue Ash Target last year. Ivory's explanation to police came after a dramatic scene played out in the store where she attempted to pay for her $1,000 grocery bill by demanding reparations from the store's manager. I mean, if that's how it worked, that would be cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I could just like rack up a bill and be like, put this on reparations.
That's not how that works.
Yeah, I'm gonna just need to put this on your slave owner ancestors. They got the tab. She asked the Target cashier to speak with the manager when checking out her groceries, bringing up reparations several times during their encounter. When the manager arrived, Ivory asked for reparations before becoming angry and walking aggressively towards the manager. Ivory kept berating her about reparations and her privileged life. Now, what would you have done? I'm sorry. I just logistically, I'm imagining she had to drive out to the white Target. Because if you go to a Target that's staffed by mostly black people on the black side of town, you can't even pull the like reparations card because they're gonna be black too, and they're gonna be like, no. You know what I mean? Like,
get out of here.
Like, you can't be like, your privileged life. They're gonna be like, and nigga, I'm black too. You can't. I pay for stuff, and you gonna have to as well.
Right? Because what you ain't gonna do is walk out of here with this shit.
Right. But yeah. Zach Cotter, a 28-year-old loss prevention officer, then approached Ivory to try to defuse the situation, asking an irate customer to calm down and leave the store. But the loss prevention officer's intervention only led to Ivory becoming more angry, with the screaming customer allegedly following Cotter into his office. When he tried to shut the door to his office behind him, Ivory followed and forced their way in, resulting in the loss prevention officer throwing a punch that landed squarely on her face. Yeah, I saw the video of it. Obviously, I'm not gonna play it. And I hate to watch videos of violence against black women. It's just not my thing. Even if people feel like it, it was a standing your ground. I don't know. It's not my thing. But I watched it just to be like, so I didn't want to just talk about it and not know what the fuck I was talking about.
Right.
And she is approaching him. He is in his office. He is trying to like seemingly de-escalate it, but he does punch her like he would hit a dude, and she like falls down.
And that's the problem.
And I don't honestly. The reason I think is a problem is different probably than whatever. Like I'm not. It's not even out of some massage. Like it's not even out of some like patriarchal or protective thing. Like I get that that's I don't think there's anything wrong with coming from that place, but I'm just saying I'm not even coming from that place. I'm just saying like loss prevention, you're not supposed to be hitting people and shit. Loss prevention in these stores, you can write off theft. Like you call the cops maybe, but it escalating to you punching somebody is fucking insane. Now
right.
Maybe he felt threatened. I can't say that he didn't, I mean, it's easy for me to fucking say I wasn't in the situation. No one's trying to bust in my office. No one's yelling at me, But I'm just like, it's loss prevention, dog. You're just a flashlight cop. You don't. They even tell you in the training they don't want you in no physical altercation with nobody.
Mm-mm.
So I guess on that level, seeing this black woman get punched, even for, you know, a person, even as she was escalating the situation, you know, from being fair, it still bothers me, you know, and you know, my guess is probably having some type of mental situation happening there, because I mean, that's, even if you believe in reparations, we all know leaving the house, that's not how it's gonna happen. Like, what was the plan? You know what I mean? Like, to me, what she did was so on its face ridiculous that it leads me to question, like, was she having like some type of mental episode or something? Because just yelling at white people after watching the episode of Atlanta was not gonna get you $1,000 worth of free shit, sis. So but yeah, then the officers came. She was confrontational with the officers on the scene, didn't want to explain her actions. Body footage from the interaction with police captured the customer comparing the situation to Rosa Parks. Telling officers she was summoning the manager so we could have a larger conversation about how money works and how the provision works and how it's been working in our community in a very wrong way. Oh man. She was sentenced to 1 day in jail and fined $110 for disorderly conduct. I guess it's good that they didn't throw the entire fucking book at her, but man, that's just a sad story. 0 to 100. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And then my thing is, I want to know, what are the rules about the employee that hit her? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because like you say,
so either what I guess will happen is either nothing, right? Because there's a good chance that they'll just be like, well, fuck it. She was the one in trouble. We don't care that there's a video you punching her. She was arrested. She instigated all this stuff, and that's probably a highly likelihood that nothing will happen. But what also happens a lot of times in these cases, they just quietly fire you later. Like they don't publicly tell anybody, but like, if you, like, I worked at Media Play at one time where a manager ran into the parking lot, fought some dudes, even after the fucking training I had that told me not to do that. And they had me working the security that day, standing by the door, just, you know, the thing goes off and you just go, either you just saw him check out and go ahead, or you say, come back and let me, you know, scan the goods. But at the end of the day, if a motherfucker want to steal the Beatles' greatest hits, that's on them. We have insurance.
Right.
So and they told you, don't leave the door, don't physically assault anybody, don't try to hold anybody. Yep, you can call the police, but don't like start no shit with nobody or physically try to, because we will fire you.
Yes, because you increase the probability of us getting sued because you're representing us. And
so they tell you straight up, we will fire you for that shit. Like, you win the fight, lose the fight, don't matter. Get in the fight, we firing you.
Yes, sir.
Like, you basically here for appearances. So on that level, like, maybe this person does get fired for this, even if they feel they did nothing wrong, or even if the company is not gonna publicly say they did something wrong. But I don't know. That shit just I say like a 75 for me. How about you?
Yeah, that's about the sound right. It's just, like I say, it sounds like there was other things happening, and it sounds like, you know, the police were called, but I have, you know, sometimes we have a lot of questions. When were the police called? How long did this escalate before you got to this point? You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of other factors around how this was handled. Right. Regardless of her actions, other people's actions need to be taken account for too.
Yeah, exactly. So, oh man, that's a tough situation all over, but it fucking sucks. All right, let's get into some guess the race, and then we'll wrap this thing up. My guess the race music. What time is it?
It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race.
All right, guess the race is when we get to be races ourselves. We go around the globe, find different articles, and guess the race of the people involved. Today's contestants Karen will be guessing as well as the rest of the chat room, and they're basically racist. A Florida woman battered a convenience store clerk with a pair of Slim Jim beef sticks after being accused of shoplifting.
Oh no!
Mhm.
Did they get reparations?
Cops alleged that Casey Brazil, 40, was confronted Monday afternoon by the female victim at the exit doors of the store, which is adjacent to a Citgo gas station. She pushed the victim to get past and then struck the 34-year-old clerk with 2 Slim Jim beef sticks she was stealing. And she wanted Slim Jim to snap into her. The clerk was not injured in the Slim Jim attack. Police did not seize the beef sticks as evidence. He reportedly admitted to the battery while being read her rights. Charged with battery, theft, and resisting a merchant, Brazil is being held in the county jail in lieu of $2,650 bond. Damn, some extensive beef sticks.
Come on, some $2 or $3 beef sticks.
Right. Brazil, who is alternatively described as a transient and a St. Petersburg resident in the court records, has a lengthy rap sheet that includes several state prison stays, convictions for cocaine possession, burglary, trafficking, and stolen property and theft. Karen gets the race.
White.
Karen's going with white. Let's see. Macho woman Casey White. She stole Macho Man's finisher. Sausage smelling ass Caucasian, says Shay. Ooh my. Oh yeah, Macho Man White, says the sensei. The correct answer. Oh wait, hold on. We got some more guesses coming in. Sorry.
Probably was a delay.
Yeah, I think it was a slight delay. So let me go back and give y'all more. Beaten with that meat. White. Florida woman, white woman. They didn't take the evidence, and she the repeat offender. White. The correct answer is white. Nobody missed it, so y'all got it right. That's her there. Man, that's a wild crime. You just working one day at Citgo or whatever the fuck. Next thing you know, you getting beat down by
with some Slim
Jims. Got to stop this food attacks.
Right?
A husband that was busted for a chicken wing assault on his wife. Yeah, a Florida man allegedly struck his wife with a box of chicken wings during an argument.
It is not a good day for the chickens or the eggs, apparently.
Right. An assault with that left the victim splattered with hot sauce and her spouse behind bars. Police say Robert Audette, 39, and his wife were arguing last night about Audette's relationship with another woman when the dispute turned violent. So he was cheating. As an alleged in the rest of it, the victim took Audette's phone, which prompted him to launch a takeout box of wings at her. The woman told police that some of the wings hit her on the right shoulder and under her chin. Officers responded to the duo's home in Wildwood, a city 50 miles northwest of Orlando, and they reportedly spotting the sauce from the wings under the victim's chin and neck area and on her shirt. The victim told police that she subsequently locked herself in the bedroom where the couple's baby was sleeping and began an audio recording during the incident for her safety.
I am not mature for this. I'd have been like, I'm so sad. They'd be like, ma'am, we are here for a report.
Of course.
Anytime I step out, I'm popping flavor, I'm dripping sauce. They already know I'm coming through, shutting it down. I just want my man to be a reflection of that. Like, when they see him, can he be the Kanye to my Kim?
That's Karen.
But I pop flavor and I drip salt.
All right. So they in the recording, he's threatening her. So they got that. The bedroom door was observed to be broken.
Holy shit.
He later admitted he got mad and threw the wings, but did not intend to hit his wife or with the chicken. Now,
what?
Now you just got the worst luck in the world. Is that what happened? First of all, you're throwing delicious chicken.
Right. You're breaking doors and shit.
And it's sauced up. I mean, I'm very disappointed in everything I'm reading. He also
Don't sound like
denied
it was dry rubbed.
he denied threatening to beat her, even though you can hear it on the audio. He definitely threatened her. He was charged with domestic assault and booked into the Sumter County Jail on a misdemeanor rap. He was released from custody this afternoon.
I guess he flew the chicken coop.
No word if
I couldn't help it, y'all. I know that's terrible.
No word if the box was 2 piece and a biscuit. Yeah, the form.
We don't have evidence if it was a combo with fries. Was the chicken fried hard? These are the important questions.
He is a former Marine and man of God who understands the importance of family, faith, and healthy lifestyle.
What?
Additionally, his
what they got to do with you doing chicken and whooping ass and breaking doors?
Well, he's a real estate broker in a retirement village, and this is on his online bio. He's also Robbie's strong faith in God and what would Jesus do mindset pushes him to help those in need or those less fortunate than he.
I don't think that Jesus would be throwing chicken wings.
I mean, he did flip them tables.
I mean,
I don't know. Was chicken on them tables when Jesus flipped them tables?
You know what? Jesus had a fish fry. He turned water into wine. So I know he's not flipping over chicken.
I don't know, Karen.
I don't think it was no food in there.
All right. Well, Karen, guess the race.
Going black.
Karen's going black for this one.
What are their names?
His name is Robert Audette.
Black.
Karen's going black. Feeling very confident. Let's check the chat room, see what they believe. Black, naked wings with mild sauce on the side, white. Them drums left her flat, white. Wow.
That's good.
Ain't no niggas wasting chicken like that. Well, what race are you saying then, devil? Cypher says Jesus would have flipped all them chickens, a sauce and battery by a wing eating nigger, holy black man. Where was he January 6th? Whitey white. Black people ain't wasting no wings, white. Trifling saucy ass cheater, black. We are not wasting those wings, white as fuck. They would move the niggas to the town called Wildwood, black. The correct answer is Karen says black, and she is wrong. It was white. Some of you did get it right.
You know what? You right. Because you know what? She wouldn't have been complaining about sauce. She'd have been complaining about how hard them wings was. Because, you know, we like our shit fried hard. She'd be like, the chicken hit me like a brick because it was fried so goddamn hard.
I think I would have missed it too, though, if I didn't see the picture and know the answer already. I think I would have guessed black just because the wings had sauce on them.
Mm-hmm.
If the wings were sauced up, it made me feel like that's a black thing, you know, but maybe, you know, maybe it wasn't. I don't know. There's a lot of nonsense going on there. Anyway, Karen is 1-1 now. So we got to go to the bonus round. Here we go.
It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race.
All right, let's get to the final one. Karen is 1-1. See if she can finish on a high note. Now everything's worth double the points, double the racism.
I'm gonna try.
Let's see. How about we already did this one. Delete this. A Florida teacher was fired after a mass shooting assignment. Now, this is a video, so y'all let me know if y'all can hear it, even though it's not on screen.
Well, there were mixed reactions regarding a teacher being fired here at Dr. Phillips High School. While some thought his lesson was just brilliant, others thought it was outrageous. Do you regret doing the lesson?
No.
Would you do it again?
Absolutely.
Psychology teacher Jeffrey Keene is talking about a school safety lesson he gave to students at Dr. Phillips High that got him fired. Listen to this message from the principal.
Today, I was made aware of a teacher who gave an inappropriate assignment about school violence.
But Keene says it wasn't inappropriate. There was going to be an active assailant drill in school, and he thought he could tie it into a psychology lesson. However, part of the lesson included having the students write their own obituary.
If they were to die 24 hours from now, what would they do differently than they did yesterday and show them what's important in their world? It wasn't to say you're going to die and let's just stress you out.
He says a student got upset and wanted to see a counselor.
I put a disclaimer on the bottom of the lesson. I said this is in no way to upset you.
We asked parents, grandparents, and students what they thought about the lesson for 16 and 17-year-olds.
There's nothing wrong with the safety, but I feel like the context is a little outrageous.
A little bleak with that age group. I don't necessarily know if that is appropriate.
I think that make them grow up quicker if they think about it. So I think that's a good move. He shouldn't be fired.
Keene says a supervisor came in to observe during second period after being criticized during the first period class.
I said, who knows what they do if they're in the restroom where we have an active shooter? And no one knew. Started to explain the correct process, and she shut me down on that.
Administration immediately investigated, and the probationary employee has been terminated.
According to a school district spokesperson, Keene started working for the Orange County School District in January and was still in a probationary period where a person may be terminated without cause.
I was stunned. I'm talking to students about the world they live in, about gun safety and about active shooters.
But the district already has emergency response actions in place.
I feel like I got the safety I need, especially if it was a school shooting.
And the district isn't allowed to release details about this case. Meanwhile, Keene says he did hear from HR today and plans to appeal his termination. Reporting outside Dr. Phillips High School, Valerie Boy, Fox 35 News.
All right, Karen, guess the race.
Well, there were mixed
Guess the race of the teacher.
This teacher was white, but it's fucked up that we had to do a fucking school shooting drill, which means you're going to be thinking about death and dying. But me just asking you to analyze it a little harder and make it hit home is the problem, though. That's the problem. Not the fact that we actually have to have a fucking shooter drill.
Yeah, it is interesting because we definitely send our kids to school and we've all accepted that it could be their last day because we've allowed weapons to be so mass distributed that if you get killed, we need a drill for that. But the real villain in this is acknowledging that and like genuinely saying like, this could be your last day on earth. That's what this drill really means. How do you feel about your life right now? What would you do differently? And that kind of shit. And we're like, no, don't let the kids think about that. It's like, well, if you think the kids aren't thinking about that already, when they have to hide under their desk or talk about walking through a bathroom or how to exit the school or shelter in place PTSD. Or pull out something from the wall that's supposed to be bulletproof or wear bulletproof backpacks or go through metal detectors or see resource officers armed in their school and all that. If you think they're not thinking about it already, you're the fucking idiot.
Right.
Anyway, so let's check the chat room. This is all bad white. He's white and right. Trying to help white. You can't scare the little white children. White man thought he was safe. He's not wrong, white. You can kill them freely with AKs, Joe. No practice airbrush t-shirts or pouring out malt liquor, white. If they just do gun regulations, dude would have his job. White, give him back the gig. The correct answer is white. I think everyone went white for a much simpler reason, which is simply, who else would have this privilege? Like to even, because I know other people have thought about this shit, but who else would even fucking have the audacity to be like, I'm gonna do it again second period too after y'all complain first period? Because I know what I'm saying, there's nothing wrong with it. Like I feel like a lot of people would have been like, yeah, I don't want no problems. But yeah, everybody guessed white and everybody got it right.
I hope he fights and wins.
It's Florida. He ain't getting his job back. Anything that
it is
snap,
Florida. That's
anything that a teacher does that is based in reality in Florida is getting them fired.
True.
That is woke liberal politics or some shit, some type of way. I don't know how, but that's the math they doing.
I don't know
how, but
yeah, that's the math they right.
He kept it too real. You know what I mean? So yeah, I hate that we live in a world where acknowledging shit is the real fucking like problem.
Because then you would have to be held accountable, because all of a sudden the students will be thinking about, hey, why am I being forced by law to be somewhere where I could possibly die every day? This doesn't make sense.
Yeah, why aren't y'all doing anything about this?
Right.
All right, sword ratchetness thing time.
Snap your W-2 and file your simple tax return with both Fed and State for free. See if you
What the
qualify.
hell?
Get
What
the
the
triple
hell?
tax app now.
It won't let me
This morning,
mute
a
it.
man is hurt after.
God damn it! Too much shit was happening at the same time. It just wouldn't let me mute it. Anyway, here's a TurboTax or something. All right, here we go. Sword ratchet.
This morning, a man is hurt after police say someone attacked him with a samurai sword up in Cullinan County. It happened last night at a house on Chaplin Street. Police say they found a man bleeding heavily from his head. They rushed him to the hospital for treatment. They believe he was involved in a fight and someone attacked him with that sword. Police have not said if they've made any arrests at this time.
That's what's happening out here with these goddamn swords, y'all. People getting fucked up. Okay. Also, Arkansas School District placed on brief lockdown due to an altercation involving a sword. So now the kids not just worry about guns. Now you got to have a slicer drill as well as a shooter drill.
Right.
Yeah, it's an altercation near the school that reportedly involved a sword. What was it? Two Highlanders met? Dylan McLeod was by the playground and he was like,
can only be one. All of a sudden lightning started. Why is it cloudy?
Lightning hit the fucking, what's that thing that
jungle gym?
The merry-go-round and shit.
Yes, the whole playground lit up. Don't nobody know what's happening.
Yeah, the police responded and resolved the situation without any further threat to citizens. They're like, Dylan McLeod, you can't fight here. This is sacred ground. This is school.
Wind start blowing and shit, confusing everybody.
Yep. All right, that's it for this episode. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll be back throughout the week.